my literary luminaries, and welcome back. Again, if you saw my Twitter update from this weekend, I lost my original footage of these, so my apologies if I'm a little bit shorter, less funny, something. This is the second time I've had to record them, and we all know how much I hate repeating myself. So, today's Top 5 Thursday for this video is the top 5 fictional items you want, and I had fun with this one. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. I'm gonna go with the obvious one first. I want a time turner from Harry Potter. Because honestly, time turner! It took me a while. The first time I recorded this, I was like, I just talked about this. Why? Oh yeah, because my last Top 5 Thursday had to do with time travel. Silly me. But as I said back then, the time turners always fascinated me. I'd love to be able to have that. I'm a little sketchy on the concept of time traveling anyway, just because of the, potential paradoxes and all that jazz, but it'd still be cool. So, Number 2. Number 2 is another one from a series of books that I've talked about a decent amount, and that is a blood jewel from the Black Jewels trilogy. I've always been fascinated with the concept. I mean, I like magic in general, and I specifically like magic that is linked to a thing. So rather than having an innate magic, having something to channel the magic through, the blood jewels do that a great deal. They also provide sort of an interesting caste system because you can, in fact, change the color of your jewel, but only, I believe, like 3 ranks in either direction. So that's always been fascinating. My specific memories of the book are a little vague because I haven't read it in a while, but I remember being absolutely fascinated with the concept. I like magic in general, and, it's a jewel, so I mean, hey, why not? Number 3. Number 3 is one that maybe more people have probably heard of, and that is I Want a Babel Fish from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. As much as I would like pretty much anything that shows up in Hitchhiker's Guide, the guide itself, any of these things, I love languages, and I love communicating with other people through their languages. I'm fascinated by it all. And as much as, I read Animorphs, I don't want things crawling in my ears and being in my brain. That's a little sketchy. But if it means that I get to, have a translation dictionary in my brain, absolutely I want a Babel Fish. Who wouldn't? It's just such a cool thing. It's like, doop, doop, doop. I understand all the languages. Woo! That's what I want. I'm a simple person. Number 4. Continuing in the methods of communication, shall we say. The 4th one is a mirror, a la the She, from the Meredith Gentry series by Laurel K. Hamilton. Again, I like interesting methods of communication, and being able to talk to people through a mirror, I don't know, yes, I have a phone and all that, like computers, text messages, whatever, but it's just fascinating. It's like, it's the steampunk Skype. I don't know. It's cool. I mean, to my memory, there's something to do with blood that has to access it, and that maybe not so thrilled about, but no. I want the ability to communicate through mirrors. I just think that's cool. And finally, number 5. Number 5 is actually the first one that I thought of when I started making this the first time, because it's something that I've wanted since the first time I came across them in the story, and that is a deck of trump cards from the Chronicles of Amber. Trump cards, much like you would think in terms of decks of cards, they refer to, trumps like jacks and jokers and all that jazz. But they're also a method of communication. You would have a card for each person that you want to contact, and it would have their picture on it, and you can use that to communicate through them. And, again, I have a phone, I have the internet, blah, 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 whatever. I've always been fascinated with the concept of just, having this deck of cards that has pictures of all of your, friends and acquaintances, and you can communicate through them. It's so fascinating. Again, so many things in Amber I'd love to have, but the trump cards have always stood out, and that was honestly the first thing that came to mind is, fictional items, I want a deck of trump cards. Done. So, Save the best for last, shall we say. In any event, those are my top 5. What are your top 5 fictional items that you would want? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, I would love to hear from you. But for now, I'm gonna go do the things I was going to do this morning before work instead of re-recording these videos. And I will, of course, see all of you again on Tuesday for another Tuesday Talks.